What could possibly make an ordinary Ford suddenly turn heads across America in 1954? Not the engine, not the speed, but the roof. Instead of solid steel like millions of other cars, it was replaced with a transparent, blue-tinted plexiglass panel. This was the Ford Crestline Skyliner, a car that sparked conversations the moment it appeared. The 1950s were the golden age of American automotive dreams. Chevrolet, Chrysler, and Ford were fighting for every inch of the market. Consumers craved something fresh, something bold. Ford knew that building just another pretty coupe wouldn't be enough. But the real question remains, was it truly an iconic breakthrough, or just a wild glass experiment, remembered more for its eccentricity than its real value? In the early 1950s, America entered a period of remarkable growth. The economy was booming, the middle class was rapidly expanding, and the automobile had become a proud possession for every family. On the new highways stretching across the nation, Americans wanted more than just transportation. They wanted cars that displayed their success and individuality. In this arena, Chevrolet held a commanding lead in sales, while Chrysler drew attention with bold designs and cutting-edge technology. Ford, though part of the Big Three, often found itself playing catch-up. Without something distinctive, the company risked being overshadowed in its own backyard. This was why Ford elevated the Crestline, its top-tier line, as the stage for special ideas. Crestline became the platform to project Ford's image as modern, pioneering, and unafraid to push boundaries. At the time, the jet-age design trend was sweeping across the industry. Tail fins inspired by jet aircraft, expansive chrome details, and futuristic lines. Consumers expected to see tomorrow in the cars parked in their driveways. Ford knew that producing just another stylish coupe wouldn't be enough. They needed something unusual, a car that would stop customers in their tracks at the showroom, spark conversations, and linger in memory long after. At first glance, the Skyliner embodied the jet-age styling that dominated American automobiles. The front was defined by a wide horizontal grille, accented with shimmering chrome bars. A massive bumper wrapped around the headlights, giving the car a bold and confident stance. Sharp body lines ran along the sides, adding a sense of aerodynamics, while the tapered rear evoked jet aircraft, a hallmark of the era. The boldest touch, however, was the roof. Instead of conventional steel, Ford fitted a transparent, blue-tinted plexiglass panel that extended from the windshield halfway across the top. For the first time, the public saw such a feature on a mass-produced car. From the outside, this roof made the Skyliner look like something straight out of a technology exhibition. It was a striking visual cue that set the car apart from the 1954 Chevrolet Bel Air or Buick Special, which relied on more familiar themes of elegance or refinement. Another highlight was the fashionable two-tone paint schemes, often paired with generous chrome trim, that caught and reflected the sunlight. This combination amplified the jet-age lines and turned the Skyliner into a standout presence on any street or showroom floor. And when you step inside the car, the interior of the Skyliner continues to complete your exciting experience. The cabin offered generous space for 5 passengers, with seats trimmed in leather or premium vinyl, a luxurious choice at a time when many mainstream cars still relied on simple cloth upholstery. The dashboard was covered in gleaming chrome, paired with large, easy-to-read gauges and Ford's signature 2-spoke steering wheel, creating a sense of modernity and refinement. The decorative touches were not just for looks, but also emphasized that the Crestline was the top-tier model in Ford's family. The most unique element was the play of light. The transparent plexiglass roof filled the cabin with brightness, almost transforming the interior into a mobile gallery of sunlight. Ford added a sliding shade so the driver could adjust the intensity, but for many customers, the unforgettable moment was simply sitting beneath the wide American sky. In addition, the Skyliner featured conveniences that set it apart from many competitors of the time. An integrated AM radio, a heater, and even optional air conditioning, features still considered luxuries for most buyers in the mid-1950s. All of these details showed that Ford didn't just want the car to look futuristic, but also to deliver a genuinely premium experience in everyday use. It was designed to impress, to make you feel as if you were seated inside a machine of the future. And while the design captured attention, the real test lay under the hood, whether the powertrain could truly live up to all that promise. In 1954, Skyliner buyers could choose between two V8 engines. The first was the 239 CID Flathead V8, the engine that had built Ford's reputation since 1932. Producing about 100 horsepower, it remained reliable and easy to service. But by the mid-1950s, it was clearly becoming outdated. For many, Ford's decision to keep offering the Flathead felt like a respectful nod to a legend that had defined American motoring for more than 2 decades. The real excitement, however, came with the second option, the 239 CID Y-Block V8, widely promoted as the Power King. Featuring a modern OHV pushrod design and producing roughly 130 horsepower, the Y-Block not only delivered stronger performance, but also smoother operation, signaling Ford's inevitable transition to more advanced engineering. In many ways, the Skyliner became the bridge between the Flathead's storied past and the Y-Block's promising future. Transmission choices reflected the same versatility: a 3-speed manual for those who enjoyed control, an overdrive option for efficient highway cruising, and the Ford-O-Matic automatic for customers who valued comfort above all. Whatever the choice, the Skyliner offered a driving character that was smooth and steady, more about refinement than raw acceleration. On the open road, the Skyliner behaved like a true luxury coupe, stable, predictable, and perfectly suited for middle-class families embracing America's new interstate highways. This was not a car purchased for racing, but one designed to carry its passengers in style on long journeys. And in this role, the Skyliner represented more than just an engineering shift. It embodied Ford's broader strategy: to use innovation not only as a mechanical improvement, but as a way to reinforce its top-tier image. Placed within Ford's 1954 lineup, the Skyliner held a position unlike any other. In Ford's hierarchy, the main line represented practicality, the custom line offered balance, and the Crestline carried the brand's refinements. Yet within Crestline itself, the Skyliner was positioned as the peak of the peak. It wasn't just another trim. It was a mirror reflecting Ford's ambition to rise beyond its identity as a mass-market brand and step closer to the realm of luxury. What set the Skyliner apart was not simply the amenities or technologies it shared with its siblings. Instead, it served as a showpiece for the entire Crestline line. Its presence in showrooms was a statement in itself, proof that Ford was willing to experiment and take risks, even when the chance of failure was real. In doing so, the Skyliner both reinforced Crestline's value and elevated Ford's image in the public eye. Equally important, the Skyliner allowed Ford to test how the market would respond to radical ideas. The plexiglass roof wasn't just a styling flourish, it was an experiment in bringing the future into the present. In this role, the Skyliner acted as a test key, unlocking potential directions for innovations Ford might introduce in the years ahead. This very uniqueness meant that the Skyliner could not be fairly judged only against its Ford siblings. First came the Chevrolet Bel Air Sport Coupe, a car that virtually ruled the streets of America. The Bel Air won customers with its affordable price, elegant looks, and mass appeal. It was the safe, popular choice for hundreds of thousands of families, becoming both a bestseller and an icon. Buick, with the Special and Century, pursued a different strategy, emphasizing smoothness, upscale interiors, and a refined image. These models acted as stepping stones for buyers who wanted a taste of Cadillac luxury without paying Cadillac money. Meanwhile, the Oldsmobile 88 appealed directly to performance-minded drivers. Its powerful rocket V8 made it the dream car for those who craved speed and sportiness within the comfort of a family coupe. In this context, the Skyliner carved its own path. It wasn't priced to compete with the Bel Air, it didn't try to out-luxury Buick, and it didn't boast Oldsmobile's raw horsepower. Instead, Ford placed its bet on one defining trait: difference. The transparent plexiglass roof turned the Skyliner into a rolling show car, impossible to ignore in any dealership. It wasn't designed to capture the masses, but to leave a lasting impression on everyone who saw it. That strategy gave the Skyliner weight in its own way. If the Bel Air was the people's coupe, the Buick Special, the refined choice, and the Oldsmobile 88, the performance icon, then the Skyliner was the standout, the car that made heads turn. Many magazines of the era described the plexiglass roof coupe as a concept car built for the street. Writers emphasized that Ford had broken convention, offering the public a car that made people stop and stare. A rare move in the 1950s, when most manufacturers stuck to traditional, conservative styling. Journalists praised the Skyliner for delivering a visual experience like no other. Several reviews called it a sky inside the car, a space where natural light poured freely into the cabin. Yet some voices also expressed skepticism. The plexiglass roof could become uncomfortably hot in summer, and not every buyer would pay extra for what seemed like a bold idea rather than a practical coupe. Public reaction was equally mixed. Younger buyers and families looking for something new were excited, even treating the Skyliner as a symbol of the emerging space age. On the other hand, more conservative customers dismissed the design as flashy and impractical. Still, one thing was certain. Whenever a Skyliner rolled down the street, it turned heads and sparked conversations. In this sense, Ford achieved exactly what it set out to do. The Skyliner functioned more as a publicity tool than a mass-market seller. It proved that Ford could dare where others would not, and that very boldness made the Skyliner a media sensation of its time. Today, the Skyliner has become a true treasure for collectors. With production limited to just over 13,000 units and far fewer surviving after 7 decades, the Skyliner is regarded as one of the most distinctive Fords of the 1950s. Well-preserved examples, especially those with their plexiglass roofs intact, often command strong prices at auctions. Compared with other Crestline models of the same year, the Skyliner consistently carries a premium, thanks to its rarity and historical significance. Many American car museums also feature the Skyliner as a showpiece that captures the post-war spirit of innovation. For collectors, the Skyliner represents more than just a rare coupe. It is a testament to Ford's willingness to experiment. And that quality has ensured its place not only in private garages, but also on the stages of prestigious classic car exhibitions. And this is why, more than 70 years later, the Skyliner still draws admiration, a reminder that sometimes it is boldness itself that secures a car's place in history. You've just explored the story of the 1954 Ford Crestline Skyliner, a car that was more than transportation, it was a bold statement of its era. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of the Skyliner? Was it a masterpiece ahead of its time, or simply a flashy idea that didn't fit reality? Share your thoughts in the comments. I always enjoy reading and responding to your perspectives. If you love surprising stories about forgotten classics like this, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next video. This channel has so much more in store. Hidden cars, controversial engines, and legacies that shaped automotive history. Stay with me, because the next car you'll discover here might just be the one tied to your own childhood memories.